Imagine someone offering you $1 billion for your company. Not stock. Not future payments. Just a straight $1 billion deal. For most people, that would be life-changing money. You could retire instantly. Buy anything you want. Never worry about money again. But one young entrepreneur shocked the entire tech world when he rejected that offer. He believed his small startup could become something much bigger. And he was right. This is the story of how Evan Spiegel rejected a $1 billion acquisition offer from Mark Zuckerberg and turned his company Snapchat into a multi-billion-dollar tech giant. But to understand why he said no, we have to go back to the beginning. Back to a time when Evan Spiegel was just a college student. In 2011, Spiegel was studying product design at Stanford University. He wasn't a billionaire. He wasn't even a famous entrepreneur. He was simply a student who enjoyed building new ideas. While studying at Stanford, Spiegel spent a lot of time discussing technology and social media with his classmates. At the time, social media was already huge. Platforms like Facebook were dominating the internet. People were constantly posting photos, updates, and messages online. But Spiegel noticed something interesting. People were becoming more careful about what they shared. Everything posted online stayed there forever. Old photos. Embarrassing posts. Messages from years ago. Nothing really disappeared. And that created a problem. People felt pressure to make every post perfect. Instead of sharing freely, they started carefully managing their online image. Spiegel and his friends began wondering about a different kind of social network. What if messages didn't last forever? What if photos disappeared after a few seconds? At first, the idea sounded strange. The entire internet was built around saving information. Deleting content automatically seemed completely backwards. But that strange idea became the foundation of Snapchat. Spiegel worked with two classmates, including Bobby Murphy, to build the first version of the app. Originally, the app had a different name. It was called Peekaboo. The concept was simple. Users could send photos to friends that disappeared after being viewed. No permanent posts. No history. Just temporary messages. At first, the app didn't get much attention. In fact, many people thought it was a terrible idea. Why would anyone want messages that disappear? But slowly, something interesting started happening. Teenagers and college students began using the app. They loved the idea of temporary messages. It felt more natural. More private. More spontaneous. Instead of worrying about how a photo would look years later, users could simply send it and move on. Within a short time, Snapchat began growing rapidly. Millions of photos were being sent every single day. The app was spreading quickly among young users. And that's when some of the biggest companies in Silicon Valley started paying attention. One of those companies was Facebook. At the time, Facebook was the most powerful social media company in the world. But Mark Zuckerberg had a serious concern. Young users were slowly losing interest in Facebook. Many teenagers were moving to newer platforms. Zuckerberg understood something important. If Facebook lost younger users, the future of the company could be in danger. So he decided to try something he had done before. He tried to buy the competition. In 2012, Facebook had already purchased Instagram for about $1 billion. At the time, many people thought that price was crazy. But the acquisition turned out to be one of the smartest deals in tech history. Now Zuckerberg wanted to do the same thing with Snapchat. In 2013, Facebook approached Evan Spiegel with an offer. They wanted to buy Snapchat for $1 billion. For a small startup run by college students, this was an unbelievable offer. Most founders would accept immediately. Even some investors thought Spiegel should take the deal. After all, Snapchat was still a young company. There was no guarantee it would survive. Facebook had far more resources and experience. But Spiegel surprised everyone. He said no. Silicon Valley couldn't believe it. A 23-year-old founder rejecting a $1 billion offer seemed insane. Many critics predicted Snapchat would eventually fail. Some believed Facebook would simply copy the idea and destroy the company. And Facebook did try. They launched several apps designed to compete directly with Snapchat. But none of them were successful. Meanwhile, Snapchat continued growing. Millions of new users joined every month. The platform became extremely popular with younger audiences. Then another massive company became interested: Google. According to reports, Google later offered around $3 billion to acquire Snapchat. Again, Spiegel refused. Instead of selling the company, he focused on building new features. One of the most important was Stories. Stories allowed users to post photos and videos that disappeared after 24 hours. The feature quickly became one of the most popular ways people shared content online. Eventually, almost every major social media platform copied the idea. Instagram introduced Stories. Facebook introduced Stories. Even messaging apps began adding similar features. But Snapchat was the original. The company also introduced augmented reality filters. These filters allowed users to add animations, effects, and digital objects to their photos. Some filters became global trends. Millions of people used them every day. Snapchat wasn't just a messaging app anymore. It was becoming a technology company focused on creativity and communication. Then came a huge milestone. In 2017, Snapchat's parent company, Snap Incorporated, went public on the stock market. The company's valuation reached around $24 billion. Suddenly, the billion-dollar offer from Facebook looked tiny compared to what the company had become. Evan Spiegel's risky decision had paid off. He became one of the youngest billionaires in the world. But the story doesn't end there. Snapchat continued developing new technologies. One of their biggest focuses became augmented reality. The company invested heavily in our lenses and digital experiences. Today, hundreds of millions of people use Snapchat around the world. The platform remains especially popular among younger audiences. And it continued experimenting with new forms of communication and digital interaction. The story of Snapchat is one of the most fascinating startup stories in Silicon Valley. It shows how risky entrepreneurship can be. Turning down $1 billion could have been a disaster. But Spiegel believed something bigger was possible. He believed his idea could change how people communicate online. And for him, selling too early would mean giving up that vision. Sometimes the biggest opportunities require the biggest risks. Most people would have taken the money. But Evan Spiegel chose something different. He chose to keep building. And that decision turned a college project into a multi-billion-dollar company. A simple idea. A disappearing photo. And a founder who refused $1 billion offer. Rocket emoji.